Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our first of 3 live broadcasts. For those of you that were on our special Facebook webinar that we did last night, you got some great information, and I'm going to expand upon that tonight at our special Wednesday night webinar. What's working on Facebook and LinkedIn. We're going to demonstrate the fastest and easiest way to build your business. And so last night, we heard from, and I love it when this kid, let me come over here. Shouldn't call him a kid. Let me pop over here, go over to LinkedIn. Let me get out of this. It seems to be locked up. So last night we heard from Francisco. Francisco learned this process 20 years ago, actually probably 22 years ago. And he was on our session last night, and he called in to share success story. Make this bigger so you, make this bigger so you can see it. He has built an organization of over 72,000 people in 2 years by recruiting seasoned, experienced network marketers. And this month, he enrolled a top earner who has a team of 600,000 people. So he's been busy. So last night, he was on the session. He says, my company started a recruiting contest at the beginning of August. I was so busy enrolling the top earner from another company with a team of 600,000 people that I had no time to do any personal recruiting this week. But in the last 7 days, your elegant strategies and scripts have enabled me to enroll 25 people. 25 people in 7 days. So now he's on the leaderboard for the contest, and he just may win because he's got one more day to do it. All right. So today, building up to tonight, I'm going to share with all of you what he did. He explained it to everybody last night. I'm not sure that everybody caught it. Everybody got it. Let me look in the chat window. And yeah, last night's session should be on my YouTube channel. Should already be up there. All right. So how did he do it? How did he do it? So I'm going to give you a little sneak preview on how we did it. What he said was, if there's an activity that you're passionate about, a hobby, something that you really care about, maybe it's bowling, maybe it's hiking, maybe it's marathons, maybe it's running, maybe it's skiing, whatever it is. He goes online and he searches for people that share his passion. My passion is sailing. And I remember when I was building my business, this was 26 years ago. I could go on America Online and I could network. I could look for people that were into sailing, make a connection based on my love of sailing and connect with other people that like to sail. So I can go over here on Facebook and I can do a search. People that like sailing. All right. And so what comes up, single-handed sailing, 18,000 people. Sailing and cruising Florida, 6.9 thousand members. People that are new to sailing, 6.8 thousand people. Now, I could go over here and look at for groups. Look at all the groups that are into sailing. 98,000 people that are into sailing. Live aboard lifestyle. You can connect with these people. And I want to tell you, when I did it, I had a 40-foot sailboat. And I networked with people that like to sail in San Diego. I was actually in a regatta. I sailed in San Francisco Bay on somebody else's boat. Sailed in Puget Sound off of Seattle. Sailed in Lake Michigan when I was attending an event in Chicago. And I went sailing in Boston. I went sailing in Newport, Rhode Island. And I went sailing in Charleston, South Carolina. All with people that I connected with on America Online. Now, the fact that you all like to sail, we have a mutual love of sailing, is the first filter. From there, we want to look and see, what do these people do? So we want to do a little filtering. On LinkedIn, it's a little different. Go up here and do a search for sailing. All right, now I click on people. I've got 155,000 people that are into sailing. Yeah. And I have to tell you, whatever your passion is, whatever your hobby is, and there's nothing on my page really about sailing. I take that back, because what I did was, if you look at my profile, and so we're doing a live broadcast, so you're not going to be able to see it, but I have a sailboat. A sailboat. That's all it takes. If you're into flying, if you're a pilot, you could check out people that are into flying. Whatever you are passionate about, you can make that connection. And so in 7 days, think about this. He was enrolling, well, four people a day, Monday through Friday. 20 people. So it's more like he's averaging 6 people a day. Whoops. Well, pay 25 and divide that by 7. And he's enrolling 3.5 people a day, talking to people that like the same things that he likes. Okay? That's it. That's it. Let me bring up one of my students. Kamar, good morning. How are you? It's been a while. And sometimes people call in and they're not in a position where they can talk. But the last time we spoke, he was doing very, very well in his business. Now look at his profile. I like the world changes. So you create this profile for the people that you're looking to talk to. And notice he's got the green dot, which means he is online right now. Right now. All right, let me look at okay, so Prudentia is on here and she's in the Philippines. You can build your business anywhere in the world. Let's take a look at her profile. So we can take a look. I'm a professional network marketer. I train and coach and mentor people who want to start their business, part-time or full-time. Hey, Kamar, how are you?
I'm good. Yourself? How's everything?
Everything is just phenomenal.
I can imagine.
So you still kicking it up? Doing well?
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Are you still with the same company?
Yes.
Great. That's great. Now, you got a little bit of a different business model. I mean, you had I thought you had an office and you were, bringing people to the office. Are you still doing that?
We still have an office just for, different compliance reasons with the company, but I haven't been in the office in 3 years. Yeah. We were already doing that anyway. We were already just working with clients virtually. So, unfortunately with COVID, negative things happened, but the positive things that happened also was that, it actually forced the whole industry that was typically kneecap to kneecap to have to reconsider themselves. And, it kind of moved us towards what we originally talked about, but you were like, hey, why can't you just do it online? I'm like, like, yeah, we said the same thing. And actually some of the top performers in the business, they never had an office, until, recently. And these guys are doing, 5 million and above in the last 12 months.
Well, you said the magic word. What COVID did was it forced everybody to do, to connect with people virtually. It drove millions and millions of people to LinkedIn.
Yep.
So and look at this for just a minute. What LinkedIn did, what LinkedIn added was, so if I came over here and I sent you a message. Now, what LinkedIn added was this little feature right here, where you can schedule a meeting. You could literally do a Zoom with someone, or you have LinkedIn added a LinkedIn meeting. The only thing is it only works on Google Chrome. But the bottom line is this made it so easy for everybody, for everybody to communicate with other people. And yeah, you're absolutely right. It changed the network marketing industry. And
Yeah.
what was interesting about the whole thing was I was hearing from top earners and master distributors and companies who are now forced to go online. And my comment to all of you, I'm glad you're here. What took you so long to get here? Because you had a head start. Other people that recognize the power of the internet and the power of social networks, you were there early. You had the opportunity to take advantage of it, but now, man, LinkedIn is growing by at least 10 million people a month. So I'm happy that things are doing well. And again, what I wanted to share with everybody, I'm going to provide a lot more details tonight, is, you can literally network and find people who are passionate about the things that you're passionate about. Or maybe another slant to that is people who are passionate about something that you'd like to get into. Let me give you an example. I've always wanted to learn how to fly. Okay. So if I want to learn how to fly, I could go over here on LinkedIn and I could do a search for pilots. And reaching out to pilots. You got 635,000 pilots. So these are airline pilots, the big airlines. And the other thing is, and I mean, you can start a conversation with anybody, and people love to talk about what they do. Well, these are professional pilots. So we could go over and we could break this down by location. So these are pilots, FedEx, JetBlue. We could come up here and we could go private pilot. Narrow it down. Now, it's bringing up the word pilot, private pilot, and business owner. You need to do it in quotation, separate the words, bracket it in quotation marks. Otherwise, you're going to pick up the word private and you're going to pick up the word pilot. So there are 24,000 pilots. So this is a police chief, that's a pilot. Fixed income expert, it's a pilot. And what you can do to attract somebody like that, we could even add something to this, like Cessna. So you got 328 or 26 pilots that fly a Cessna. You want to add a little icing to the whole situation. You go over on the internet. Beechcraft Bonanza. Go over here to images. All right. Now, if this is what you fly, you can make this a cover. If this is what you aspire to learn how to fly, you can make this your cover. Make this your cover. And start off your conversations asking somebody, how long did it learn to take you to fly? And you don't need to lie. You don't need to misrepresent anything. People love to talk about things that they love, and people love to talk about their hobbies. So you started off talking about their hobby, and then, I mean, you can do this for anything at all. Make it your cover, or post something about flying, post something about sailing, post something about skiing, whatever your passion is. And that's the easiest way to start a conversation with somebody. And there are groups on Facebook, there are groups on LinkedIn that make it easy for you to start conversations with people that you know before you ever start the conversation that would be interested in discussing it. And what you have to be aware of, unfortunately, is if we turn around and look at Prudentia, bad news, Prudentia, this doesn't work. Now, you've got 500 connections. There are going to be people like Prudentia who are reaching out on a daily basis to hundreds of people. Multiply that by thousands, you get the idea how big it is. And what are they doing? They're trying to, I'm a professional network marketer, and I train and coach and mentor people who want to start their own business. Let's connect. Let's connect. And look, we don't even have to guess what it is. She's telling you. And she's selling a $5,000 package. And believe it or not, there are going to be people that buy into it. Most people won't talk to her. Most people will not talk to her. So at the end of the day, it's all about conversation. It's all about you having a conversation with somebody that clearly, based on what you see, based on what you read, would be a prospect for your business. There's no shortage of opportunities for you to talk to people, period. You put yourself out there as someone that your ideal prospect would be interested. You want someone to talk to that clearly would fit the mold of who you believe would be a great prospect for your business. So James is talking to Diana. I was let go. Okay. She was let go from her last job. Experienced sales professional seeking new opportunity. Corporate presenter. What people put on their profile gives you the ammunition to start a conversation. So we know she's looking for a job. You come down here, she just gave you the story. Let go. Now, prior to that, she was an account executive. She worked there until August of 2021. It's like she took off for 5 months or whatever she was doing for 5 months, she didn't list it. And prior to that, she was an account executive for a home warranty company. So she graduated from college in 2009. And she has a teaching certification for Pilates, 2008. Doesn't say anything about that here. To anyone else out there that needs an extra positive start this new week, so she's posting. Now, let's go back to her profile. Talk about sales, real estate, cybersecurity, sales excellence, sales development. Okay, so on Monday, he reached out to her. At 8:45, at 9 o'clock, she accepted. How long have you been on LinkedIn? How's it working for you? She didn't answer that. We didn't wait for her to answer. Good question, come on. I'll answer before we're done. So we sent this at, it was 9:58. What prompted you to leave your last job? I was let go. Okay. So what you want to do is communicate. And so I'm going to pop over here. So actually we have two images that are appropriate. One being experience is what you get when you didn't get what you wanted. And that certainly applies here. Or if the plan doesn't work, change the plan, but never to go. In this case, it was toxic. So we're going to use that one. Blessing in disguise. Now, she doesn't say very much about what the job was. So first we're going to send the image. And she says here it was toxic. Okay, so and we'll say what was your job there? And we send it over. That's going to be easy for her to answer. You always want to ask easy questions. Where do we want this to go? In sales. Her work history only goes back to 2018. What did she do before that? Would be another natural question that you could ask to learn whether or not the person is really suitable for what you're doing. Clearly, you want to know what her experience in network marketing is, but she has a need. The point is, she has an obvious need. You want to be talking to people that have obvious needs. Okay. Looks like she's trying to sell you some. Web content strategist and writer. So she's a business owner. So you've been talking to her for a while, so let's see where that went. She's going all the way back to 2020. Right in the middle of COVID. So in December, right before Christmas, he asked her, what exactly do you do? She never told. Well, how you celebrating the holidays? She never answered that either. Well, I noticed your profile doesn't have a website. What do you do? She never answered that question. So from May, eight months go by. Reach out to her again. So she told you that's her goal. And so she used to have the green open to work ring. You know, it's interesting how you could go back and you could look at these. So here, what are your goals? So she's also looking to build her business. What's the business? What's the business? We still don't know what the business is. So what kind of a business do you have? Okay, my business is marketing, but I'm struggling. So what do you market? And it's never answered you. So wishes you happy birthday. Now again, once you got communication with people, what is the price of gas where you live? Say here we're in August. Oh, okay, not even close. I found a vehicle. Time we get there, I'd love to share it with you. Of course, it's network marketing. Now, let her come back and tell you. When she comes back and tells you, then it's going to be, how long have you been doing this? And but moving forward, no more holiday stuff. You use that to get someone's attention. If there's no space between communication, there's no reason to use it. Okay. So we got a really good question here. From Kamal. Sometimes I come across people who are just looking for an hourly salary. What are some ways we can use to figure out exactly? Let me unmute you.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so how do we figure out what? Somebody tells
So
you they're looking.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Max.
No, I was just, when somebody says they're looking for an hourly salary, is that how they usually do it?
No, just like you'll see someone says looking for a new opportunity,
Right.
and sometimes they have a certain vision of what that looks like. They may be looking for hourly and salary. So rather than spending time talking with that person and they're not the right person, they're not open to anything beyond the hourly and salary at that moment. They may be open to something after that, but they're trying to trying to find something where they can kind of feed themselves a little bit. They're in little bit of a different mindset. How is there a way or a technique that you're aware of that, especially like on LinkedIn, where we could kind of quickly figure out if we're talking to that right person? Because if that person isn't open to something that's commission based at that moment in time, we can always, still follow up, keep them in more of a long pipeline follow up. But in that moment in time, we just need to kind of move on, because that's not our ideal person, possibly.
Absolutely. All right. So you're asking me for my advice, and I'll give it to you, because frankly, when you're talking to somebody that is clearly looking for something salary, first thing you need to look at is, are they currently working and looking to do something else to make more? Or are they out of work looking for something to generate income? So the person that's currently working that thinks, well, man, I'm tired of working for $5 an hour. I mean, I got to find something that's making, or I can make $10 an hour, whatever that deal is. Those people are going to be easier to talk to because they've got income coming in, and you could show them how they could make up that difference part-time, but they don't have to stop. The person that's not working, that's out of work, remember that they may appear to be not working. They only put on their profile what they want to talk about. So someone's not going to tell you that that they're a team member at a McDonald's. They can leave it off their page. So clearly, and there are all kinds of circumstances around that. There are going to be people that worked in an industry, retail store managers, that work for one company for 15 years. They've risen up the pay scale. The store closed. It's not likely that they're going to be able to step into another job at another retail establishment and make the same money. They're going to take a pay cut. Very, very competitive. So what you want to do, again, it's easier to talk to somebody that's got income coming in. But if somebody specifically says, hey, I am looking for a salary, I need benefits. Well, they're not for you. You could go and you could look at their history, and maybe you could ask them, let me ask you a question. And all of your work history, have you ever been involved with network marketing? You got nothing to lose. You don't have to beat around the bush. You're looking to do something. You want to make so much an hour. Well, you can get into my business, and I can show you how you can make $500 a week. I can show you how to make $1,000 a week if you do A, B, and C. What do you know about network marketing? You don't have to go in. They're giving you their primary objection. So let's just find out. There are ways for you to make that kind of money. There are all kinds of ways to make that kind of money. What do you know about network marketing? You just get it out there. Are they going to make an hourly salary? No, you're not going to make an hourly salary. You can make more. You're working for an hour. You're working hourly salary. You're capped. Every week this is what you're going to make. Those aren't the kinds of people you want to talk to. So quickly, reach out to people. And here's the other thing, Kamar, that you always have to keep in the back of your mind. My God, you have got so many people to talk to. There's no limit. So rather than waste your time talking to that kind of a person, cut it off, start talking to other people. Now, tonight at 9 o'clock, let me come back over here. tonight at 9 o'clock, you can go to maxlineguard.com/special webinar. I'm going to give you even more information on the strategies that Francisco used. 25 people in 7 days, and you will have an absolute blast doing it. For those of you that are my students, don't come alone. Bring members of your team. And for those of you that are new, that are in network marketing, bring your team members with you, because many of you will be able to start making sales over this holiday weekend. Till next time, best of luck in building your business. God bless. I will be back at 4. And then tonight